Front-end developers are highly in demand as companies bring more and more of their business online. The median entry-level salary for a front-end developer in the US is around $130,000. And to become a front-end developer, you don't actually need a degree because nowadays there are online courses you can take and learn all the skills yourself at a very low cost or even free. In this video, I'll cover the Front-end Developer Professional Certificate by Meta, previously Facebook, in partnership with Coursera. I have my hopes up for this one. I like Meta's courses, but let's see if it lives up to my expectations. Could this be the best way to become a front-end developer and actually get a job? Let's start with a quick summary and then we'll get into all the details and pros and cons about this course. It's important that you know this stuff before you get started or you'll waste a ton of time doing the wrong things, but I'm gonna give you everything you need to know in this video within just a few minutes. First, this is a multi-course program, so you get a few different courses and at the end you get a final certificate from Meta. I'll get into all the courses in more detail in a second. You can start as a complete beginner, no previous experience or education is necessary. In total, it takes roughly 7 months at 6 hours per week, but many people claim that this is a stretch and that you can do this much faster if you want to. The good thing is that you can combine this with your other commitments like a job or your other studies, because it is completely flexible and you don't have to attend any lectures or anything. The pricing is pretty good. It's an affordable subscription model and the price depends on your country. You only pay as long as you take the course. If you do it faster, you pay less. You can also audit the course completely for free. The main skills you'll gain are CSS, HTML, some UX and UI design, React, and JavaScript. These are highly useful skills when looking for a job as a front-end developer. Now, let's talk about the courses. We'll start with an introduction to front-end development, and then we move over to the programming in JavaScript. Next, version control, and then course 4 is about HTML and CSS in depth. Then we'll go into React basics. Next, advanced React. Course 7 is about the principles of UX and UI design, and course 8 is a final front-end developer capstone project. And finally, course 9 is all about preparing you for coding interviews, super useful stuff. Now, before we get into the pros and cons, I want to talk about the career resources. You're probably not taking this course just to learn. I mean, most people have a goal in mind. They want to get a job as a developer, they want to boost their current career or start a new one. For that reason, the career resources are really important. In course 8, as mentioned, you'll do a final project which you can put on your portfolio. That's going to be very helpful later when looking for a job. But in course 9, you'll become familiar with interviewing and solving code problems so you can apply for jobs and know that you're ready to face any challenge. Now, it's not just about the course itself, but also the help you get after the course to land a job. Here you get some other career resources from Coursera. You get help with your resume and how to improve your LinkedIn profile, which I think is really good. They also give you access to an interviewing platform where you can kind of practice using mock interviews, get even more comfortable interviewing, although since they have a course on this, I'm not really sure how much you're gonna have to use this. I mean, course 9 is already about code interviews. So now I've given you some basic information. Let's talk about the pros and cons and whether it's actually for you. And you should definitely know this before you get started or you're gonna waste a lot of time. So unless you wanna make these mistakes, waste weeks, if not months, and not do the optimal thing, you should probably hear this. First, I'll cover the pros. Now, front-end development is a great field and that's super important to know. It's not super technical and you can get started pretty quick as a beginner and you don't really need a degree or a lot of experience. For this course, you don't even need anything to get started. I also really like that the courses have a really good rating. The people overall seem really happy with the course. Now, I haven't taken this myself, but I have actually gone through some of the material to verify the quality. I have checked a lot of the reviews and everything looks great. I also really like the practical aspects. There are a lot of hands-on assignments where you'll be coding directly and working with different tools yourself. And all of that practical hands-on experience is really important for learning. I cannot stress this enough. Watching videos about coding is not a good way to learn coding for most people. You need that actual hands-on experience to really learn it and keep it. I also think the capstone project is especially good because you'll be able to put everything together at the end of the course and gain a lot of valuable experience from doing a bigger project, and then you can put that in your portfolio, which is going to be really helpful on the job market, as I said. I do also want to mention that there is another course by Meta that's kind of related, and it's called Back-End Developer. If you want to, you can also take that course to become more like a full-stack developer, but in my opinion, it's just as good to specialize in front-end development. So I would only take that course if you want to work as a full-stack developer or if you want to work with back-end as well. If you prefer front-end and that's what you want to focus on, just take this course and stick with it. It's completely fine too. All developers don't need to be full-stack. You can work with front or back-end. To be honest, I don't really have a lot of cons. Now, the main downside is that I would like to see a little bit more practical aspects. I know that I just said how great it was in that aspect, but in my opinion, they could add even more practical things. But also, I get it. It's a good mix to, have some videos, assignments, and so on. So having just one of them could make it a little bit too boring. I just really like practical stuff. I have one more thing I dislike about the course, and it's how they claim to make you job ready. It is a really valuable course. You will get closer to a job as a front-end developer, but depending on your previous experience, you're probably not going to land a job right away after the course. It's still a pretty short course, so just keep that in mind. But it is a great starting point and an action you can take today to get closer to a job. So try it out for yourself and see if it works for you. We miss all the shots we don't take, so check the link in the description and I'll see you in the next video. Have an amazing week, guys.